former BCCI President AC Muthiah is now joining us over the phone line. Mr. Muthiah, extremely important observation from the Supreme Court there, basically saying that if there has to be a fair investigation, Srinivasan has to step down. If he doesn't, we will make him.
It's a great pronouncement by the learned judges. They're absolutely right, and I feel vindicated.
Dr. Muthiah, you have been crusading against this for about a couple of years. While taking your personal differences aside with Narayanaswamy Srinivasan, can you tell me, as former BCCI president, don't you feel disappointed that you are having to see this day when the highest judiciary of the land is having to pronounce such a verdict about the current BCCI president? This is Boria Majumdar, sir.
Yeah, I am absolutely ashamed of this.
So what do you think should the BCCI now do? Because a couple of days have been given to the BCCI. So what do you think, as former president, the BCCI should now do?
Srinivasan has no choice. He has to step down, and the court should appoint a committee of former presidents who can have a fair probe into the whole Mudgal report and take immediate action on what is to be done. I think it's a wonderful, really a great judgment. It's a great thing for the Indian cricket.
Dr. Muthiah, you are saying former presidents. Are you in touch with any former president?
I've been in touch with Shashank. He's a very fair president. He'll do a good job if he's given a choice to head the committee. Now, one second. I have one important question. The root cause of all this is the conflict of interest. Now, you're at the helm of affairs, and you're running a franchise, which is absolutely wrong. And this was introduced by the ICC. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
This was introduced by the ICC, the International Cricket Council, when I was a member of ICC, after all the scandals which happened. And we have been strictly following this. So that is why when Mr. Pawar was the president, I wrote to him at that time that you're violating the norms which has been set by ICC. Now I wonder what ICC will do.
Yeah.
Are they going to ask him to be the chairman of ICC?
You know, it's interesting, Mr. Muthiah, you say this because Lalit Modi, the former IPL commissioner, was live with us yesterday exclusively, and he mentioned, amongst other things, that there is fixing in the Champions League, and the ICC has been sitting on it because in his version, Dave Richardson is a stooge of N. Srinivasan, and it's really N. Srinivasan who's controlling world cricket. So what happens now from the ICC? Exactly the right question.
Yeah, so I wonder what's going to happen, and ICC should come out openly and give us a verdict on this. I don't know.
Mr.
Apart
Muthiah?
from this, hello, sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, ICC is bound to, because it was ICC which introduced this clause, and all the countries, cricket playing countries, endorsed in their articles. And now I don't know what ICC is going to do. See, another thing I wanted to know, there was a confidential report which is not public, and the lawyer, Mr. BCCI's lawyer, who also acts for Srinivasan, was asked to read the report, and I don't know what was in that report. I wonder whether it is public.
Yes, we actually asked our correspondent. He's going to give us details. It is unlikely it's going to be made public right now. Of course, the hearing has been adjourned for 2 days. But Mr. Muthiah, I want to take your view on this. Given everything that has happened in the past couple of years and the last year after this controversy broke out, tremendous pressure on N. Srinivasan to quit. And he, brazened it out. And everyone was quite clear that what matters to this man is his position. How easy will it be from here on?
Exactly. I won't be surprised if he still defies the court's orders.
Dr. Muthiah, I'll just add to what my colleague Shivani was saying. Earlier, it was always being said that this is a media trial. It is the media which is ganging up against Narayanaswamy Srinivasan. But this time, it is about the highest judiciary of the land, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think the BCCI mandarins, several of them who are political head honchos fighting a national election in the name of anti-corruption, what do they do now?
Exactly. This is not a media trial. It's been proved it's not a media trial, and the truth has prevailed. So,
And you feel
Yes, sir, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go on.
so he has to now step down. Otherwise, the whole entire board will be ashamed. There are great people. There are very important politicians on the board. And what action are they taking there? For the last few years, they've been supporting him. Just because he is still the president, he has got the money with him, and he has got the clout. So they've been supporting him. And now I won't be surprised if this order doesn't come, he would have stood for the third term as well.
Yes, absolutely. That was the indication. And of course, Mr. Mutaiya also mentioning that he's in line to become the ICC chairman. So what happens from now on? ICC also extremely, embarrassed with this and with an egg on its face, really, because it has kept quiet about the conflict of interest. There's a clause in the ICC laws that if a director has...
That's what I told you. See, when I was there, the scandal broke out, on South Africa and all that. At that time, I was a member of the board. That's when we passed this resolution in ICC. And all the countries endorsed it in their articles. And now that is what I pointed out to our president, Mr. Pawar, at that time. But no action was taken. And it has taken several years, and I've been vindicated just. What happens is once somebody begins to keep on saying lies, that becomes the truth after some time.
So this is essentially, Mr. Mutaiya, a huge day for world cricket. This is not just about the IPL. This is not just about the fate of two teams. This is not just about one man's position on the BCCI. It's about world cricket.
Absolutely. It's world cricket, and they're just fudging, and they're doing all involvement of bookmakers and so on. It's not done. And now why take IPL to Middle East?
Yeah.
They're taking IPL to be played in Dubai, which is the haven of all these criminal activities.
Yes, betting syndicates and so on and so forth. But Mr. Mutaiya, what should happen now to the IPL season coming up? That's the big question.
I don't know what the court is going to decide. And if the court says they disqualify this Chennai Super Kings, which I'm sure they will do, then the whole thing has to be rehashed.